Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today in honor of Apple releasing Apple Card yesterday and to other sign-ups a couple days ago, we're going to be doing a JavaScript stock chart web application. So right now I have two files already created, an index.html file with some boilerplate HTML code, and also one line of JavaScript code in the main.js file, because this is the .csv file or comma separated values file that will be pulling all the data from Apple's stock information from. So without any further ado, let's get started. This file will be the easiest to set up. We don't need to do much. It's one line of code and that's it. Then the rest is in the main.js file. So starting out, we're going to create a div, right? So we need to make a div with an ID of, let's say, my div. This isn't going to be used that much. It's just to call this. So now we can save and we're done. By the way, I created a title here called Apple Stock Chart, and that's what goes in the Chrome tab when you open it up, and we'll show you what that is in a second. So now in the main.js file, this is where all the code is going to go. So let's make an indent and we're going to start writing code. So right here you can tell I've created a function with two that'll take two inputs, an error and rows, right? So the rows of the graph and something else, and we'll see what that is in just a second. So we're using plotly.js, by the way. Let me save this real quick. We're using plotly.js, which is a graphing framework that's also used for Python, but we're using the JavaScript CDN version. So let's get started. So we're going to create a function called unpack, and this will take rows and a key. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, so we have to do a return of rows.map, and this will end with a semicolon. So now we need to call the row, excuse me, and then trying to think here. What's the easiest way to do this? Okay, so then we will return row with an array of key, and just like that. We have an error here. Was expected. Where did we go wrong? Function unpack, rows key. Interesting. 2 in the bracket and the array of key, return row. This is interesting. Oh. Duh. Alright, so we spelled function wrong. I'll throw an edit here. I'll get rid of all that stupid stuff. So let's continue. So now we need to create a variable of trace, because we're going to have to trace this. Or the user can trace this with the mouse. So we're going to have a couple of attributes. This is what the graph actually will be. So it's going to be a scatter graph with lines. So it's going to be a type of, let's say, scatter. And these are all the attributes. So everything is separated with a comma. And we have a mode, which is lines. And then we have a name, which is the AAPL high. So it's that. And then there'll be one for the low and for everything else as well. There's a lot of code here. So now we need to create the coordinates. So x unpack rows and date. And then we need to do the y. Same thing, unpack rows and then aapl dot high. And then now we just set the color, which is simple. So line color, whoops, autocorrect, color. I have the hash code set up right here, so it's 1 7, and this needs to be in caps, BECF. All right. So that's for the I think all-time high, or for the everyday high. So that's for the high, and now we need to create a trace2 for the low. So we're going to create another var with a trace2, set that equal to all of this stuff right here. So same thing, I can just take all of this and we're going to paste it in, except now this is going to be called low. And we can also take the coordinates as well. We just got to change this to low. Okay, and now we need the color, whoops, which is, I have that code right here as well, all caps. So this is 7F 3 times, so 7F, 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 just like this. Now we need to actually create the data with these two variables we created, the trace1 and trace2. So that's going to be our data. So we can just do var data equals, and this is an array, by the way, so trace1 and trace2. And by the way, all of JavaScript is ended with semicolons. So now we need to create the layout of the graph. So we're going to create another variable called layout, which is equal to all the stuff that all the attributes we're about to put into here. So we're going to have a title of, let's say, time series. Whoops. Time series. Then we have another attribute of x-axis, which is going to be some more attributes for that. So there's a lot of nested brackets and things in here, but it's actually pretty easy to follow. It's just setting an attribute of a lot of things. So here we set actually the range. So we're going to set auto range to true, and now we specify the range of the dates. So we're going to go from about 2015 to 2018. Most graphs will have till around 2000, like 16, 17, about a year. We're going to go up until almost as current as we can, because this isn't all live. So it's going to be range, and so now we specify the dates. So it's 2015 dash, let's see here, February 17th to 2018 of February the 16th. I'll make the 17th, exactly 2 years. So that's our range. Now we need to do the range selector, which is going to be some buttons. So range selector, so we have buttons, this, have some of these, and that. What's happened here? Yeah, we just need to finish this first. So it's a count of 1. Then we have a label of 1M, so I think that's 1 month. And then we have step of month. And then the step model mode, which is backwards, because you want to go either forward or backward, but initially it's backward. So let's see here. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. Because I feel like I missed a bracket. Because if we look at so let's add one of these. This. Okay, so now we're on board here. Okay, so now we're going to finish the rest of this. We're actually almost done with this program here. So now we're just doing another count for 6 months, and then an all, creating the range slider date and the y-axis. So yeah, we're almost done here, guys. So let's do another count of 6. Whoops. Made that same mistake already. Nice. So it's going to be a count of 6. A label of 6 months. And then a step. Or actually, this is called step mode. I apologize. I'm making a lot of mistakes today. Step mode again of backward. So now here we need a step of all if you want to go further than that, than just in those increments. It'll show you all those increments. Okay. And then we need the range slider. Range slider. With a range. And again, it's another array of the same dates. So we can just copy and paste these dates right into here. Why do we have an error? Whoops. A type of date. Whoops. Today's not my day, guys. I apologize. I really do. Okay, so now we need to create the y-axis. So it's going to be a y-axis with curly braces. I'm going to fix this error off camera real quick. There's a couple of these here. I'll fix these off camera and then I'll explain them because today is really not my day. So an auto range of true, and then again the range, which is again another array. I have the numbers here, so I'll put those in a second, and then of course the type is linear. Bear with me while I put these numbers in, guys. So 86.87, I think it's 4 zeros and 833, and then 138.5 0.874167. So now really all that's left to do, I think I know where I went wrong. Is that it? No, it's not. I'm going to take a look at this error in a second here, guys, because I really feel like I've missed something, and I'll get back and I'll explain it in a second. So this is our last call here, so let's just put this here just in case. So now plotly dot new plot, this is where we actually call everything at this point. So that div we created right here is what we're going to put in here as one of the attributes, so it prints in that area. So my div data layout and show sent to cloud. Set that to true, and we'll end that with the semicolon. Guys, bear with me here. I'm gonna go fix this, and we'll put this in, and then we'll come back and I'll explain where I went wrong. So please bear with me here. Alright guys, I'm back. So here was my error. I just forgot a semicolon right there. And everything else is good. We saved everything. I have VS Code set to auto format on save, so everything looks a little bit cleaner. So now all that's left to do is run it. So all we're going to do is hit go live, and it'll open up, and there it is. There's your stock chart with all these features. So we have all right here. So you can see, and it goes as far as it needs to. I went back to 2017, just proof of concept. So you could take this code. It's gonna be in my GitHub. Everything is open source. I've said this before. Take it, do what you want with it, change it up. Maybe you want to change the colors up, add a wider date range. It's all yours, guys. So you have 1 month. We have 6 months. And we have all. So time series with range slider, because that's what this is. This is a sliding graph. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I desperately apologize for all these errors. Make sure you guys rate, comment, like, and subscribe. I go back to school in the next like 11 days or so. Be on the lookout. There will be a series starting very soon about iOS development. I've been using Xcode 11 beta for a while now, creating a bunch of apps using Swift UI and how simple they've made it to write Swift code. So be on the lookout for that. I have an app idea in the works right now, and I'll be sharing that with you guys, taking you guys through the whole process of design to code to deployment. So you guys will see me put this app up on the App Store. Not sure if it's going to be free or paid yet, but stick around for that. That'll be coming up very soon. And for those of you going back to school, good luck, and see you guys in the next time. Peace.